Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? I'm here, and I'm here to celebrate the amazing hacking of the Iranian TV. But before we do that, I think maybe I should also mention the little things we shouldn't also celebrate right now. But it's fun to have fun sometimes. But unfortunately, ISIS took over Raqqa. And they took over also, if I'm not mistaken, the jails where the ISIS members were detained. And of course, they probably freed them. Yes, we're going to talk about that as well, because I think it's important, but nobody cares about the Kurds or Syria right now. Everybody is looking at Iran, so I'm going to use Iran to also make people may pay attention that, unfortunately, there are other areas as well that need our attention right now, and it's pretty bad. You know, if you do something half-assed, you better do nothing. And America has a tendency to sometimes do things half-assed, like they did in Syria, like they did in Afghanistan, like they did in Iraq. And that makes me feel that the reason why the attack in Iran was postponed is because exactly the same reason, to make sure that things are not done half-assed. Because when you do things halfway, you end up winning nothing and losing everything, just with a lot more money spent. A lot more. The biggest actually, if I'm getting honest, the biggest dangerous side effect is not what's happening on the ground, because when it comes to Islamists, ISIS, and everyone like that, like else, right? It's the genocide would happen whether you intervene or not. If you do it half-assed, right? If you do it half-assed, then it's either they're gonna slaughter everyone 10 years ago or they're gonna slaughter everyone now. But when you do it half-assed, then that's what you get. But actually, you still give the Kurds and everyone else a little bit of a leeway and hope and ability to fight against the slaughter that is upcoming. So it is not bad. The biggest problem with doing things half-assed is it demoralizes the Americans from helping anyone, from doing anything, from doing the right thing. Right until now, everybody is traumatized from their Iraq, Afghanistan experience. Nobody wants to go on in the Middle East no more. Everybody is like, okay, if we're gonna have to evacuate a military base in Iraq and give it to terrorists, so be it. If we're gonna throw away the Kurds, so be it, because let's stop wasting money on the Middle East. Now, I agree, wasting money is not fun. The problem is that the problems of the Middle East never stop in the Middle East. They always find themselves coming to Europe and the West in general. Now, I agree with one thing and one thing wholeheartedly. Europe should be way more involved in everything that's going on. Literally, Europe, where are you? Where the heck are you? You are the next in line and you're already in it. So you are you see everything that's happening in Iran, Europe? You're seeing everything that's happening in Iran, Europe? You're seeing Syria? You sweetheart, you're next. It's you in a couple of years. And so if you don't help the Kurds now, Europe, if you don't care about Iran now, if you don't care about the Middle East now, all those jihadis are gonna come to get the blondies. Everybody wants the fair-skinned blondies. And you know what they're gonna do with them? Nothing that you would enjoy, nothing. And no, you cannot join them. You cannot be with them because they are here not to join forces or convert you like they tell you they do. No, it's not about converting to Islam. It is not. It's about the rights to take your kids, to take you, to use you, to take your money, and then ruin and trash the entirety of the place, like what they do everywhere they go, you see? You're not gonna have equal rights even if you convert to Islam, unless you convert early and grab and become a mafia member yourself and like make yourself the head of a certain pyramid. And it's a life of war that you are heading towards. Either way. So in Islam, there are no winners. Everybody is losing. It sucks to be Muslim. I have to make sure that people understand that it's not that you can be a winner in Islam. You either rape or get raped. That's Islam. Choose. You either rape or get raped, and there is nothing in between. Nothing. And at some point, you get raped, for sure, because there is no way around it. And then you get incest. You get all the diseases that come with Islam, because Islam ruins societies. Nobody wins when Islam's take over. Nobody. You cannot win by converting to Islam. You only lose. The only thing that happens if you convert to Islam now, Europe, is that you get raped as Muslims instead of getting raped as infidels. You get raped either way. Super important to understand. And you know who is right now fighting in the front lines, war fighting in the front lines against those rapists right now and getting raped themselves? Yeah, that's the Kurds. That's the Iranians. That's us, the Israelis. That's every minority in the Middle East. Oh, there is one way to identify which minorities that are those are. Basically, the less Arabic they speak, the better. The less Arabic they speak, the better. Why? Because Muslims never trust non-Arabic speaker, right? Islamization is also Arabization. So any people who take Islam and don't Arabize themselves enough, they're viewed with suspicion. So what's wrong with the Kurds who are Muslim on paper? Well, they cannot be trusted, because you cannot trust anyone who isn't fully Arabized. So guess who are the kuffar? Who are the infidels? All those who don't speak Arabic, those are also kuffars and infidels. Of course, the Pakistanis are so far away, they don't get the memo yet, but don't worry, the memo will get there. And besides, all those languages, they also get Arabized. So why am I saying that? Here's the thing, because no matter how much we trash on the Americans for doing things half-assed and getting tired of spending money, it is all true. It is all true. And thank goodness, Americans are now more willing to listen to other opinions as well before they do something that is half-measured, half-assed. I mean, they're not perfect, okay? They're not perfect. They still think the sun comes out of their asses, but we all do. Honestly, I don't think there is a nation that doesn't think that, and Americans are super strong, but they were burnt enough to understand that maybe at some places they don't really understand the culture as much as the locals do. But at least they do something, Europe. Europe is gonna get so fucked, and you don't. Did you think you deserve Greenland? I love it. The Europe is like, oh, Greenland is ours. Not even your asses are yours. What the heck are you talking about? Now that we got the minimum that we had to go through out of the way, let's see what is happening around the world right now. And listen, Europe, it's not too late. It's not too late to find your asses, right? I know, sweethearts. I know. I get it. The problem with when they read Matthew and about giving the other cheek, they were like, okay, of course, like I gave the cheek, so now my butt cheeks. That's the only logical next step that the Europeans take as good Christians. But it was never about giving the other cheek. It was never about that. It was always like just a smartass like way to. All right, let's go see what's going on around the world, and then after you get enough smacking and spanking, I can also like show the cool hacking that happened in Iran. Okay, what kind of format do I feel like doing today? Maybe like this. Yeah. All right. So is President Trump wrong about to trust Shara Julani?
Anniversary.
Let's
Is
see what
President Trump
Mr.
wrong to trust
Netanyahu say. 1 second. By the way, what is the name of this reporter?
Is President Trump wrong to trust the interim president of Syria, al-Shara?
I think he wants to give him a chance, as do we, but look at what happened. We saw the 1-year anniversary of the, of this new government, and they have a march of, a parade of their army. And unfortunately, half their army.
The half of the army are jihadists. The other half are the goats that the jihadists use.
Are jihadists.
Is President Trump wrong to trust the interim president of Syria?
So yes, it's wrong.
al-Shara.
It's wrong. It's wrong.
I think he wants to give him a chance.
Okay, let's look what their animals are doing. All right. Here, local Syrian sources said dozens of Islamic State detainees were released after Julani government militias took over Al-Ma'amel prison near Deir Azur border in eastern Syria on Sunday. Like I've seen videos like that before, honestly, but whatever. Getting a deja vu. It's the same thing.
ما نطلع الحياة انتوا مساجين انا منسوسة احنا كلنا منسوسة يشحروا عشايب يا مالكم
Are you seeing all those sweethearts that are running right now, Europe? I hope you guys are all prepared because they're all gonna. I hope your asses are all looped for those people. Clearly, because they clearly are finishing the fucking up with the Kurds. So who's next?
ما نطلع الحياة انتوا مساجين انا منسوسة احنا كلنا منسوسة يشحروا عشايب يا مالكم
Look at them, they're running for your asses, sweethearts. Sweethearts, they're coming for your asses, especially in Europe. I'm so tired of Europeans doing fucking shit. Listen, at some point, like, the only way to get anything out of Europe would be by threats and extractions. And everybody's gonna rob you. Everybody's gonna rob the EU because everybody would understand it's a useless piece of existence. And it's like, America's gonna rob you, Israel's gonna rob you, the Arabs gonna rob you, everybody's gonna rob you because you're useless pieces of.
قالكم يلا الحمد لله على السلامة روح الحق ربعك روح
And yes, I want to make something clear, right? Rebecca, you threaten Europe with women. That's not the one I meant. Thanks, Rebecca. We have fewer jihadists than Israel. That's true. You know what's the difference, though? Israel has the infrastructure and the will to fight them and the awareness. Does Europe have it? Europe has sent 25 military to Greenland. Amazing. Listen, it's not that America is like, listen, because the only thing, the difference is, right, is that though, like in Europe, you can feel it. Like you walk down the streets and it's disgusting. It's disgusting. I have no nice words to say. I've been to London now. I've been to Paris. It's not my first time in those cities. I've been there decades apart. And it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and more disgusting and more ugh. Look who you're inviting into your countries, you stupid. Look.
عاشت الثورة عاشت علمج وزندك ومصير فلسطينية منطق وعلمج وزندك ومصير فلسطينية منطق وروسنا بالعالمين.
Sweetheart, Russia in the east, USA in the west, and Muslims inside. The fact you are worried about Russia means that you are so gay. They are so incompetent. Russia is not like. Russia should not be a threat. You know how Russia is a threat? Russia is a threat when you're lying down with your asses open. And then Russia just walks walks into the room drunk and just slips into your asses. Just the only way that Russia could be a threat because of how incompetent and drunk they are. Russia is a joke. And then the United States, oh my God, the United States, they're trying, sweethearts. They're trying their best to help you out. You know, you have the friend that checks you, that says, hey, sweethearts, you are useless pieces of shit. I'm going to grab Greenland unless you, like, get yourself your shit together. And Europe literally refuses to get its shit together. So it shouldn't exist. So let's look. And then Muslims inside. Why are the Muslims inside? Yeah. Annihilation. That's what they need. I'm just only showing you what's coming. Listen, those are all assholes, rapists, goat fuckers. Yeah, France surrendered already. Oh, they did. They did. As Iranian, please support us to get our freedom. Thank you. We will, and we are supporting you. Don't worry. Like everybody here, the only thing we talk about is Iran, Iran, Iran. We are with you 100%. And everybody here is willing to fight for Iran as well. And we're not Iranians, obviously, but we're willing to. I haven't heard anyone. My aunt played Persian music on Friday dinner, and my aunt doesn't care even a little bit, like, about politics. If missiles are flying, she's like, whatever. She doesn't care. She's the most, like, chill, doesn't care person. And even she was like, oh, we have to stand with the Iranians. So believe me that we are with you. Yeah, like, Trey Yingist, I don't even talk about it. So here, breaking. I don't know who is this Iran observer person. U.S. troops have evacuated the Ain al-Assad air base in Iraq and headed over to the Iraqi army. Why? Oh, whatever. Europe, it should be you there, honestly. Like, listen. Like World Economic Forum invites Iranian foreign minister to Davos after regime slaughter of Iranian civilians. Can you make that up? Can you make this up? Why are you so gay? Why are you gay? That's my question. Why are you gay? Europe. Why are you gay? Oh, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe to this channel. And yeah. Why are you gay? This is the only one. Okay, let's talk about the well. By the way, I want to say what my Iranian friends are saying from inside Iran now that they are reachable. I'm just looking at my phone. Yeah, private messages. By the way, don't forget to support this channel and buy me coffee. Otherwise, like, I don't know what I'm doing here. I really need your support to continue doing what I'm doing. And welcome, Joseph. Welcome. Will America watch and contain or truly strike? I think they will strike, honestly. Because I choose to believe they will strike, you know. I choose... why would I choose stress and anger when I can choose hope and optimism? I wouldn't count, like, if I were, like, listen, it's like I wouldn't count on it, right? As a world leader or a leader of any sort, I wouldn't count on anything anywhere. Never ever, right? Don't count on it. But as a person, like, you know, that does media, that doesn't need to take any responsibility, that can say whatever shit they want to say. Believe me, even if I warn people and tell them exactly one-to-one what's gonna happen, does anyone listen to my predictions? No. So why does it matter? Might as well just say whatever I want to say. Okay, here are what my friends are saying. Okay, so basically people went back to their homes, but everybody is waiting for help and great potential to come back to the streets. Regime killed a lot. Street situation is military. So there is military on the streets, control people, like a lot people. Sorry, the English is not the best. Control people very much. So basically there is a lot of military in the streets and the people every move is being controlled, but people are eager to go back and fight in the streets. So that's the situation. So yeah, so they're just waiting, and I think I mean, I've made the analysis yesterday about the situation in Iran. If you guys want to watch the true explanation of what's going on in Iran, please watch me yesterday's stream. So yeah. Let's now go to the part where you feel good about yourself.
You look at Iran, you look at
good about yourselves. If you are European, please don't feel good about yourselves at all. Maybe Germany. Germany can feel good about itself just a little. Just Germany.
You look at Iran for 50 years.
Your English is much better than my Hebrew. You're doing fine. Thank you. But I was reading my Iranian friends' texts, and the Iranian friends don't speak English that well. That's who I was referring to, not myself. Obviously, I think my English is perfect. Otherwise, why would I do those streams?
Has been the world's leading. You look at Iran for 50 years has been the world's leading sponsor of terrorism. They have paid for and funded 90% of the funding of Hamas comes from Iran. 90% of the funding for Hezbollah comes from Iran. Iran funds terrorists all across the globe, including sending terrorists to, among other places, Venezuela, and targeting Americans. Right now, there are over 1 million Iranians that are showing unbelievable courage, standing up against this tyrannical regime. And I got to say, President Trump, I think, has been very strong in telling the regime, number one, we stand with the people. Do not target, do not murder the protesters, telling the protesters, America.
Yeah, that worked so well. Oh my God, they're not murdering at all. Like there aren't piles of bodies on the street, nothing.
America stands with you. And I got to say, just in the last 2 days, a really important step occurred where President Trump came out unequivocally and said, it is time for new leadership in Iran. Yes. It is time for the Ayatollah Khamenei, his religious dictatorship to end. I think that's massively important.
So I think I'll read. Do you guys want to hear Mossab's interpretation of the events? Because I have a couple of points where for the most part, there is some truth to it. A lot of truth to it. But there are parts that I disagree with. Do you guys want to hear that? Do you want me to read it? Because it's kind of long. Yes? No? So, Mossab Hassan Youssef, who I love and adore. All right. Why the United States wisely paused the strikes on Iran? Cost-benefit math between regime change and precision hits. The benefits were insufficient, consequences too severe. 1, I agree. 2, disagree. Why? The first part, I agree. The benefits were insufficient 100%. There is no guarantee that it would have done nothing. It would have done something. That's why the benefits were insufficient. What it would have done if it would not have toppled the regime is embarrassment. And Americans are very sensitive people. Very sensitive. This is why if they have a little slight sense of a smell of a failure, they panic. They cannot tolerate failure at all. And it's not a, by the way, intolerance towards failure is not strength. It's actually a weakness. It's a vulnerability that could be easily exploited, which I talked about when I talked about Mamdani and why he could sell some ideas to the Americans, because he used the vulnerability of Americans not being at all tolerant towards failure. So go watch that stream if you want me to, like, you hear that explanation. All right, consequences too severe. Disagree. Why? Wouldn't change much. It would have not changed the same. The same consequences were the same. I said, even before they started slaughtering people, I said, I figured out there is a severe water shortage in Iran. They had a solution. The solution was to kill everyone. No people, no water shortage. Nobody to drink water, no need for water. Easy peasy. They live, and this is one of the consequences or the privilege or the curses of having oil. When you have oil, you can use oil, extract it out of the ground. You need the 5 people to extract the oil out of the ground. You need a military that basically lives off the oil that is extracted from the ground. And that's it. You don't need a population, actually. You don't need people. You don't need them. What are they for? Saffron? Pistachios? Whatever. No big deal. Kill them. Easy. So the consequences would have not been too severe. The only reason it might have made the consequences were too severe is to further American reputation. Which honestly is not that amazing anyway. So I don't think it would have changed that much either. At least they would have gained the image of, they said they're going to do something, they did something. At least they tried, right? So I don't even think the reputation is at a point where it could be that hurt. And when it comes to like inner politics in America, you guys are screwed anyway. So, I mean, your guys are screwed. There needs to be a miracle for America not to be screwed with its inner politics. That miracle could be proper bringing down of the Iranian regime. So consequences too severe? No, I don't think it would have changed much. The negative impact of any strike outweighs its value in punishing the regime. In the end, it was cost-benefit calculation. I don't know. I do think it would have had, if there isn't any strike coming, it would have been better to strike half-assed. Like I say, like even with the Kurds, right? Even though they are now slaughtered, you living. So just imagine you have cancer, right? You're a cancer patient, and you can die now or die in 10 years. Would you get treatment or not? 10 years is a lot of time to live for a person. And when you get Islam in your country, it's like you're dying of cancer. So it's going to be like, okay, it's better to have 10 years of living, right? It gives you hope, you know, in the time of, by the time the 10 years, you might find a new cure for cancer. Stuff like that. It's very important. Choose life, choose the blessing. So in the end, I think the only way there, I think it would have been better to strike than not to. But I also think that something smarter is on the way. Is it because I trust the Americans? No, it's because I trust the Israelis. Actually, I think the Israelis have vested interest, so that's why. That's what I'm counting on. Because if it, you know, it's like because this is where I feel like, okay, at least if it's the Israelis not doing anything, I can go down and burn the streets. I don't know, so do something. Not exactly my style, but whatever. Yes, guys, buy me coffee, please. Support this channel. Nobody bought me coffee in a while now, and seriously, I need it. So I would really appreciate buying. And yes, please smash the like. All right, let's continue. The 12-day war aimed to destroy Ayatollah's nuclear program. He retreated fast to keep his grip from slipping. He didn't retreat fast to keep his grip from slipping. He was running out of ammo and launchers. That's why. Yes, he used that time to rebuild the stock. So it's not that he retreated fast to keep his grip from slipping. His grip wasn't slipping, actually. During the entire 12-day war, the Iranians were faggots. Sorry. But striking to topple him altogether, that's a whole different beast. He'd be cornered, forced into existential fight. The United States didn't pack enough punch. No solid intel, no element of surprise, domestic noise, fear of vacuum, and a dragged-out war we simply can't pay for. Here is where I disagree. War is coming whether you want to or not. You know, if you do nothing, damned if you do, damned if you don't, okay? If you do, at least you have a chance of succeeding. If you don't, then for sure you know what the outcome is. And this is what I wrote in the to Trump when it came to the intelligence assessment, when on the 12-day war, right? When I was asked to review the report that was given to Trump. And I said, sweethearts, you don't understand. Iran's regime would either, one, turn to North Korea, two, topple, and you get chaos. Those are two things. Whether you strike or you don't, it's gonna happen anyway. But if you strike, at least you have a chance of changing the course of history. Where if you take action, you have, it's like, you see, you have a rolling stone, a huge one, a boulder, rolling, right? And it's going to get there because no water, no food, cracks on the ground, cities falling apart, pollution that is insane corruption. It's all happening anyway. So the regime would have turned into North Korea if it got nukes. But, you know, with famine and thirst and 90% of the population dying, or it would turn into chaotic mess with 90% of the population dying. Or you can do something and maybe change the course of this stone. So the drag out war, that was coming anyway. That is coming anyway. What would you think would happen? And it's not just Iran that's running out of water. It's the entirety of the Middle East that's running out of water. Even the Arab countries like Saudi Arabia are on borrowed time. Egypt is on borrowed time. That is very short. It's coming anyway. Why pretend it's not? Why pretend? So here's the thing. This is how, and this is what I said to Trump. You either take action and then you have a chance of changing history, or you're gonna get everything you are afraid of anyway. So yeah, domestic noise, fear, that's what you're gonna get anyway. Yeah. So even if we bombed nonstop, those thousands of IRGC missile trucks would have stayed buried deep in the mountains mirroring Yemen. So here is where I start disagreeing less and less. Because there is something that is called bias, and I'm gonna bring bias to the table. Here's the bias that I bring with me. I've traveled the world throughout my, since I was very young to this day, and I've got the honor of meeting people from all over the world. And I met like yes, what his name? I know this Yemenite guy that is famous, the gay dude that speaks for Israel. Complete loser, I'm sorry, and that's the best of the Yemenites. The best of the Yemenites that I've ever met is a loser. Don't send it to him, please. But he is gay, so why are you gay? Whatever. It's not that I hate gays, but you know what I'm saying? It's like he's gay through and through, not just by his preferences. Like in the, dating department. Iranians these are quality people. Iranians are quality people. I've met Iranians, and they are not like Arabs. They're not, and Yemenites are like scary. They are not. They are not. And this is one of the reasons why, and I'm gonna get to it. It's gonna come. So the choice of Yemen already kind of hurts my soul, because you need not only see what the potential, like, yes, 30% of Iran are like Yemen, but if we kill the right 30%, we're gonna get a good country. As in Yemen, 100% are Yemen. You know what I'm saying here? You have to see. You cannot just look at the 30% empty cup. You also need to look at the 30% good cup. You get my gist. You guys get my gist, okay? Versus 100% of Yemen is Yemen. 100% of it. Even the Yemenite Jews, I'm sorry, sweethearts, like, they're great. They were not the most advanced. The IRGC militias would have grabbed the post. The IRGC militias would have grabbed them post-collapse, firing endlessly, no way out. Nobody's cracked Yemen endless launches yet. They just keep choking the whole region. How do we even handle that without boots on the ground, without storming Iran on full? So here's what you have different. Iranians are your boots on the ground. In Yemen, you only have Yemenites. So this is how you fight. You have boots on the ground. This is why Israel could have done so much on the 12-day war. Yeah. Yemenite Jews are awesome. I agree. I love them. But honestly, like, it's good they're out of Yemen, okay? It's good that they're out of, like, it wasn't a good environment. Odds of crashing hard were bigger than winning. Disagree. The crash is coming anyway. You might have had a chance in winning. Might have walked away looking small and handed the regime a trophy on a plate. Disagree. Again, I mean, I don't know. Those Iranian protests, nowhere near real revolution. No backbone, no leader tough enough to step into sudden chaos. And this is where I say, Musab, you're an Arab. This is the part of the post where I'm like, this is Arab. This is an Arab speaking. Those Iranian protests, nowhere near real revolution. No backbone, no leader tough enough to step into certain chaos. This is something I want to say and make and explain right now. This is both the tragedy and the blessing. It might look like a tragedy in the short-term sense, but it's a blessing on the long term. People who are democracy-oriented cannot have a tough leader. They cannot. Those are contradictory. Like you cannot have both operating systems running where you have nuance and debate and democracy with a boot crushing, soul crushing, whatever, like strong leaders like that. Unfortunately, but also fortunately. And I say that, like, compare that. I want to say, like, this, everything that he's saying right now is true for the Jews that were in ghettos as well. Nowhere near real revolution, no backbone, no leader tough enough to step into sudden chaos. They're all stepping into sudden chaos. They're all on the streets. They were all shot. They are all ready. They are decentralized. But that's a good thing if you want to. This is what gives me hope that Iran could be a democracy. The reason they could be a democracy is that, unfortunately, that comes, like, you know, it comes together. That's the internal problem with right wing versus left wing. Left wings are a lot more authoritarian in their nature, and they're a lot better with organizing than they are out in the streets a lot more than right-wing people. Right-wing people tend to stay more at home. It's very hard to move them out. It's very hard, but they're a lot more democratic. They're better in when it comes to actually running a country, they are better at running a country. Unfortunately, sometimes things are contradictory. And this is where I'm like, most of you are an Arab. That's Arab thinking. And I agree, right? It would have been easier. But that's how you get Islam or communism. You don't get democracy from someone like that. So, like, think how, like, everything he wrote here could have been used as a pretense not to help the Jews during World War II. Because everything he wrote until now, with IRGC and 30, like, being the Nazis, and then the Jews being useless, basically, is true. But once you liberate them, you get civilization. And sometimes life is like that. It's, you just cannot have both, unfortunately. So I say, trust the Iranians. Exactly. Decentralization works, and they have everyone out, so they aren't worried about keeping wife and kids safe, because the kids, they're all out. They're willing to do whatever it takes. They do need some guidance. And they are fighting against forces that have unfair advantages. But that doesn't mean that they cannot. We have to believe in the Iranians. We have to believe them. Because everything he wrote, and this is why it was so dear to my heart. Trust. IRGC would have slaughtered hundreds and thousands before letting go. Here again, IRGC would have slaughtered. It was the plan from the get-go. I'm telling you that they meant in the summer, in the upcoming summer, when the water would have went down again, they would have surrounded cities that they deemed unnecessary and sieged them until everybody in the city died. And then there is less water to worry about. So it would have happened anyway. And that's so important to understand. You need to know what the Iran situation is like. You have to be realistic. If a regime is not willing to do anything to solve food and water crisis, what other solutions do you think they have? No population, no water crisis. That's the only logical solution. You just put the facts down on a paper. Put the facts down on the paper and understand. The regime is unwilling to do this and that and that. So you have to start being honest and saying, okay, clearly they will not improve Iran. It's not something in their interest. They spend all their money right now not on improving their water systems, but on rebuilding their ballistic missile stock. So what are they trying to do? Then they are clearly willing, because there is no indication that they're not willing, to kill the entire population. So it is big, and this is why real, honest journalism is needed. Somebody needs to go on the mainstream media and tell them, sweethearts, that was the plan from the get-go. Millions would have died because that was the plan. And it has nothing to do with what the West is doing or not doing, because Mother Nature had set a situation. They overused and abused their ground they're at. So they had a situation that they're unwilling to properly deal with. So what solution do they have left? And they're willing to kill because they don't give up. It was always the solution. So it's either millions would die, or millions would die, or maybe we can do something and somehow, with God's help, when you take action, you introduce something new to the equation. All right. Military push to yank the regime out has huge fallout. Compare that to the clean midnight hammer hit on nukes night and day. Wars born from revenge drain everything and leave scraps. That's also Arab thinking. I'm sorry. Not everybody lives by the blood laws of the Bedouins. The blood laws of the Bedouins, they never let go of revenge. But if we were thinking like Arabs, and if it's like, if you take the Jews, why are we not raping Germans right now in this? Like, why not? Like, I think we have, like, for at least 100 years or more, 200 years, we have the free pass to rape as many Germans as we want, at least, if not outright kill them when we feel like it for revenge. Why don't we do that? Because we're not Arabs. Not everybody thinks like that. So no, wars born from revenge drain everything and leave scraps. That's only thinking. Like, this is something that you need a certain type of framing and culture to utter. Yeah, well, yeah, you're right. The Red Army did well. I don't think it was as a revenge. I think it was just, they don't need the revenge part. See, this is the difference. The revenge part is like redundant. It's just for fun. All right. America's fight against tyranny needs justice and sharp, solid sword. So here's the thing. It's also wrong framing, because it's not America's fight against tyranny. It's America's fight against mafias taking over territories from which they terrorize the entire world. And the problem is not that they're tyrannical or that they're crazy. The problem is that they always come and fuck you. That's the problem. Yeah, but like, so it's like, I love it. America's fight against tyranny is justice, but it's not like, in general, I agree with the sentiment. I just wanted to like I was just being nitpicky here. I just like, now that I'm reading it again, I just say I'm being nitpicky. So sharp, solid sword, yeah, 100%. I agree. I wasn't being nitpicky about the tyranny part, but like in general, like the sentiment, 100. So I apologize for being like actually, young person. Sense of justice alone won't cut it. We need real prep behind it, not just fury. 100%. 100%. So this part, chef's kiss. Love it. Hello, new person. I love having new people here. I hope you have subscribed. Am I Iranian? No, I'm Israeli. But I am also like half Georgian. So Iranian music and Iranian culture is so similar to Georgian. My neighbors, like the closest neighbors I got here, are fully Iranian and they speak Persian all the time and they play Persian music. And sometimes when I don't hear like the language that the music is playing at, I think it's Georgian. I was like, who's playing Georgian music? And then I open the window and I'm like, oh, that's Persian. So, but yeah, I'm Israeli. All right, let's continue. Beautifully said. I mean, Musab, I love him. I love him with passion, right? But sometimes it's like this is such a Bedouin thing to write. Joy read, we already have the 5th rate in a region. We don't need that much bread to begin with. Joy, please watch the video I've made yesterday where I explain exactly the situation in Iran and why it requires some prep. Thank you. Rebecca, no, my parents don't live in the United States. My grandparents on my mom's side. All right. The fate of 90 million people facing a Syrian-style civil war that could last a decade or two. It's not the Syrian-style civil war. I understand the sentiment. I don't think it's a Syrian-style civil war. Was the biggest concern. I don't think it's a Syrian style. I know it's a weird thing to be like. Yeah, I don't feel like delving too much into it. If you guys want me to, then I will. All right. Next move on the Islamic Republic better be cold, sharp, ready, built on long years of groundwork like the Mossad poured into the 12-day showdown. We don't have that time, unfortunately. I'm not talking about like them rebuilding their nukes and stuff. I'm talking about like water. We weren't even close to that level here. The president pausing that strikes as staring down all this mess showed real strength and restraint, kept anger in check, proved true leadership. Quietly wise. I agree. By the way, it does take true leadership to be like. I think that Trump in general shows real leadership. Not always does he have the best people around him or the best information or the best advice, but he is a leader. Again, with a question, are you Iranian? I'm not Iranian, no. Yes, thank you. Somebody's yes, like Stalin, exactly, like Stalin and Erdogan. Exactly. Thank you. Oh yeah, the hacking. I still didn't get to the hacking. Hello, Denmark. Peace to Iran and Israel. Hello. I see there are new people here. Hello. Right, Beria was also Georgian, right? You're right. Correct. But even if you ask my dad, if like, no, Stalin was not Georgian, he was Ossetian. And I checked. I think he was Georgian, not Ossetian. Yes, I'm saying new people. My understanding is that everyone inside Iran is furious, wants revenge, and is waiting for the next opportunity to retake the streets. Again, the wants revenge here is not the same as the one that it's not Bedouin revenge. You know, one of the most important things that I try to explain in my channel is that people from different cultures use the same language, the same words differently. So when an Arab says revenge, and when a Jew says revenge, and when a Persian says revenge, if a European says revenge, those are not the same words. It doesn't mean the same thing. It doesn't. I'm just saying. Unfortunately, without outside help, this can't happen while thousands of foreign terrorists are all around them. Yeah, I feel so bad. Like, it's such a ghetto situation. And you know, like if there is something that I've learned in the last several years, like ever since October 7th, is just how World War II happened, and how, like, it makes you humble. First of all, like, when you see anti-Semitism, it's like, oh, this is what it is. It's like, whoa. It's like, oh, people can go. And then now I understand it completely, right? I did my due diligence, but until October 7th, I wasn't like, I didn't know. I was like, I didn't want to understand what it meant to be in the 30s of, last century. But the other thing that I now understand so much better, mostly because I didn't spend time thinking of it, is the ghetto situation. Because, like, this is a ghetto situation. Now I understand, like, how the Jews in the ghetto, right? In Israel, like, you need to understand that the sentiment is not necessarily that people are proud of their history in the ghettos. It looks like something shameful, that people went like sheep to the slaughter. And it's like, never again means never again will we walk to like sheep to the slaughter. Like, we have no expectations from the world to not try to slaughter us. It's just that we don't want to go like sheep. But like, looking at that is like, it makes me understand, like, how, like, what would you do here? What do you do here? What do you do here in this situation, right? It's like it's like, it's so hard, it's so difficult. Like like, I can feel the hopeless, like not the hopelessness, but like the lack of means, right? So 100% there needs to be like thinking and help and proper way to deal with it. And I'm just thinking, like, we had the entire, like, 100, like, how many years? 80 years since the ghettos to think how to fight in ghetto situation. We should have spent the time, like, rebuilding a plan of how to win against the Nazis when you're in ghettos. Because now we need that plan. We could have used it. Because, like, instead of being like judgmental and like, oh, why didn't you fight? We should have been like actually taking the proper time, imagining the situation of actually being in a ghetto and thinking how to fight in that situation. Because now this is exactly the situation Iran is at. I mean, I personally didn't think so. If you guys know any books of how, if anyone else, yeah, once you're in the ghettos, it's too late. I don't know if we could have like been. Yeah. But that's bravery in it by itself, right? Like, they are not, like, their souls are not, they have not given up. They're not just, I mean, it's beautiful to see. I have something so not nice to say about this comment. Nidash, thank you. Like, I love how the Iranian opposition lady kicked Anna Kasparian ass live, lol. Yeah, I mean, Anna Kasparian. I don't know if you guys know her. Maybe if you guys know her, or just write something, maybe I'll try to like bring up, like, I saw several compilations of her videos, like being a shitty person. But her and I'm sorry, the Patrick Bet David person, like, how do I say it? Maybe I can like use the words of Charlie Kirk. I mean, he said that the Jews live up to their reputation, but I'm going to use his wording to say the Armenians live up to their reputation. I'm sorry, they're both so disappointing. And the Armenians have a very specific kind of reputation in Georgia and all over the Middle East. Like they have a very certain type of reputation, which I'm not going to talk about right now. But the Armenians, like, they have a certain type of reputation, and like, they're really living up to it. And I kind of wish I kind of wish there was a representative of an Armenian that would prove that they're not what people say they are. Yeah, really? A friend of yours was invited to Patrick Bet David's house? I don't think he is anti-Semitic like Patrick Bet David, but it's not this is not what I meant by the stereotypes of the Armenian people, actually, when I said it. Oh, thank you for Masih Ali Najad is resume. Yeah, I've heard so many. I don't think she, like you can be a lefty and not be I'm not sure she is, like, I was trying to figure out, I have an entire video trying to figure it out if she's an asset or not. I just think that she's her own person, honestly. She's into her own interests. And that looks like she doesn't, like, not everybody is operating through an agenda. Like, some people just do whatever works for them. It doesn't necessarily, like, and then if you try to draw like a narrative, you're like, oh, the narrative is like, it doesn't, like, then there is no narrative. Like, whatever works, that's what she does. Like, that's my theory, at least. So here, the multiple, that's amazing. The multiple Islamic regime IRIB TV stations had been hacked by the opposition. Millions of Iranian citizens in Iran are now seeing video messages from the Shah. I hope those have subtitles, because I think I have several versions. I hope some of them have. That's amazing. Such an amazing hacking. Loved it so much. I think this one would never, like, here in Iran International Network. All right.
فرصت دارند به مردم دلمندند و یاور ملت باشند یا اینکه همدستی با قاتلان ملت را انتخاب کنند و ننگ و نشکین ابدی ملت را برای خود بشنند.
تا به حال باستی پیام رئیس جمهور امریکا رو در ضمن شنیده باشید. کمک در راه هست. پیام ویژه‌ای دارم به پرسنل ارتش راه هست.
Yeah, so if you watched my stream yesterday, I talked about how hard it was to like even try to make the Iranians not argue with each other for like 5 whole minutes. So I want to remind you all that during the 12-day operation, there was also like a hack on the Iranian TV, and there was also a message that praised the Pahlavi dynasty. And then back then I got a lot of, like, I talked to a lot of Iranians, and most of them were mad because it was like, oh, I'm not going to fight for the Pahlavis or whatever. And I told them, like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's like, believe me, it's going to be transitional. Like, don't worry about it. It's not like the Pahlavis are coming back, like, whatever. I wouldn't listen. 6 months later, after hard work of like explaining to them again and again and again and again that it's not about reinstalling a monarchy, but about like either constitutional monarchy or like some sort of a democracy, nothing to worry about here. Now they're like, oh, and plus the understanding that they literally don't have the luxury of trying to figure out which one is the best later right now. They're now it's safe to show, but last time when it was shown, it was like it didn't have the effect that it has now. Let me just summarize it like that.
پیام ویژه‌ای دارم به پرسنل ارتش. شما ارتش ملی ایران هستید، نه ارتش جمهوری اسلامی. وظیفه دارید از جان همیهنانتون حفاظت بکنید. فرصت زیادی براتون
فرصت دارند به مردم
That's another topic. That's also interesting. Meta has restricted the visibility of followers and following lists on Instagram accounts based in Iran after reports that Iranian security bodies were extracting large volumes of user data. That's interesting. Yes. Shelly, let me. Here, maybe she got, no, it's the same one, isn't it? I kind of want to see, okay, let me see if I can find the, do you guys want me to go to the 2CTV's reporting on it or something, or like the Atheist Republic, Goldie reporting on it, because I think they later, like they actually showed it properly, like with subtitles and stuff. Like they explain what's going on, and unfortunately my Farsi is insufficient. I only know, I can only chant now Jeviche. That's it. Hey, posted a question in chat with 3 question marks. Love you. Thank you for your support. Shield Maiden for Christ 1310. Okay, you guys don't want to see. Yeah, I think I'll do Goldie. Because like Armin says things as they are. Tusi likes I love Tusi, but Tusi is not always the most accurate. Anna Kasparian is vile like a Cannon's way. PBD is not a bright, sleazy salesperson, but he's not as evil as like the Cannon's Anna of the world. Well, thank you for support, Blue Moon. Anna, I think they're all like, I think there are a lot of ways to be vile and disgusting, and I think it's important that we like not compare people to each other and let them be individuals who are vile in their own unique, ugly way. There are so many ways of being ugly, you know. Some look like pigs, some look like monkeys, some look like, you know, there's so many ways of being ugly and unattractive in general. So I thought, okay, so here's another thing. So this is another thing like the Iranians are fighting over, okay? So I saw like, yes, he wasn't executed, he was beaten to death, the Elfan Soltani. And apparently it's a very big difference between whether getting executed versus getting beaten to death. I mean, guys, it's the same, like he's dead, he died, he was killed. The regime killed Elfan Soltani who had been protesting. Why do you fight over this? Why? You're all the same side. Okay, explain to me, why is it very different? Because like, why? What's different? How, like, I don't know, why is it different whether he was beaten to death or executed? I mean, he is dead. I think we do have it. I'm sorry, I wasn't into the drama. Also, like, I understand the need to focus on one individual because it makes things easier for people to understand, hey, there are actual the individuals behind everything. But he's one of hundreds, thousands who are going through the same process as we speak. So, okay, so that's older already. So let me see if I can find the moment where they explain what's going on in the Iranian TV. Just recently there was a report, really? From what I've seen, the argument is whether like He wasn't executed. That's false information. He was beaten to death. Sorry. But like there are a lot of dead. Lots of dead. So where is it? Are they talking about it here or do I have to go? Okay, let's see what they're talking about now actually. And then I'll try to find what they were. Oh, here they're. Sorry. Ah. I love spying. It makes life so much easier. Oh. Can you guys hear it? Because it says like the browser lost connection to screen audio. Could you hear it? Can you hear it? Can you hear the video? I actually saved that video as well. Why did I skip it by mistake? So it's a brave Iranian fighting against the regime. Okay, can you hear? No, yes, no audio. Okay, no audio. Okay, let me reload it then. I don't know if it's gonna work. 1 second. Can you hear it? No, you cannot. Okay, you cannot. I know you can't. Okay, I can see that you can't. Share screen. And here. And let me go back a little bit as well, so that it would make some sense. Is it that you have confirmation? I'm sorry, I wasn't following, but thank you so much for support, Bloom. And I forgot whether or not I shared this. Here.
I will.
You're gonna have a long
I
night,
promise.
Armin.
Okay, but just tell me if you know what this video is. Hold on. Isn't this beautiful?
Oh my god. Our hero, our nameless hero. We don't even know his name yet.
We don't know his name. Let me go find it. Where is it? Oh yeah, here. So you guys know what this is? Yeah. So here, let me go back to this one. So this was the original video. Look at this man. So what's happening here is that this was an apartment that left its door open for protesters if they were running away to be able to come and hide in the apartment. But the regime forces chasing them saw them going in. So they were chasing after them to come inside. And when they were running away, this one man stood back to hold the door while others were running away. So watch this, where regime forces were trying to get in to get the...
Well, I wanna say thank you for Stanislav, who bought me books and buy me coffee. Thank you so much. Stanislav, but Don't Starve on Coffee. Thank you so much, Stanislav. And then there is also another someone who bought me coffee. Thank you so much, you guys, for those who bought me coffee. And please continue supporting this channel. And I'm Israel Chai from Azerbaijani. Hello, what is happening in Iran concerns us very much too. I would actually love to hear the Azerbaijani take on it, because I've heard some in Russian. I would love to, if you want to tell me what's your... Am I frozen? Saying I'm frozen? Screen froze. No, I stopped it for a second. Sorry. I'll go back. I would love to hear. If you can type out down your take, I would read it.
Protesters.
Okay.
Saw them going in. So they were
Okay, let
chasing
me
after
just
them to come.
go back a bit.
So this was an apartment that left its door open for protesters if they were running away to be able to come and hide in the apartment. But the regime forces chasing them saw them going in. So they were chasing after them to come inside. And when they were running away, this one man stood back to hold the door while others were running away. So watch this, where the regime forces were trying to get in to get the protesters. Everybody ran away, but he stood back to protect others, to hold the door. And you saw how they started beating him immediately. Like here, like you see this immediately. Once they got in, they started attacking him.
Yeah, people in the chat are asking if he's alive. We don't know. We don't know.
We don't know. Yeah. So
most
sacrificed.
most likely he's dead. Most likely he was murdered. Yeah.
So he sacrificed himself. And look now, they came for the security camera. And now they're smashing the security camera. And you could also see it from outside. This is the protesters getting in. And
Look
then
at this.
after that, the regime.
People are calling him Hodor.
Hodor. Yes, he's Hodor. Yes.
He's the Iranian Hodor. Yeah.
Yeah. So watch it from outside. Yeah. So these are the protesters getting in because the door was open for them. This is the last person. And now the regime forces from outside, they're trying to open the door. And this is where he's holding the door right now. Just by himself, just one man trying to save all those protesters by basically delaying them from getting in. So
yeah, some of them had machetes. I know some of the anti-riot police had machetes.
Yeah.
But see, like he literally knows that by staying back, he's dead, right? He literally spent the final moments of his life holding the door so that his friends could escape.
Yeah. So that's why now they made this for him.
Now it makes sense.
This is, by the way, for people who don't understand this is based on Persian mythology. So these are Devs. These are Devs, and he's dressed up in, the way like the Persian mythology heroes in Shahnameh, in Ferdowsi's Shahnameh, and these are the Devs that he's. Look at the blood here.
Dev is the Persian word for demon. So Dev, D-I-V.
Right. By the way, it's where the word divine comes from, because in Persian it's the opposite of, other languages.
Yeah, it's literally angels versus demons. Yeah. Yeah, kind of like devil. Yeah, kind of like devil. Dev, devil. Yeah.
Actually, I want to answer this interesting question that I think was not written with the most pure-heartedness, but I do want to answer it. So why do Goldie, Armin, not risk their lives protecting Iranians like the man holding the door? They just receive donations. Actually, I'm going to answer that from a very interesting perspective. Okay, hear me out, okay? So there is a nation where everybody is holding the door and getting shot. They're called the Kurds. Nobody hears about them. Nobody cares for them. Nobody's supporting them. Nobody is demonstrating for them. And nobody knows about them. Why? Well, because there are no Kurdish streamers who are making noise around the world. This is why. So nobody knows, nobody hears, nobody cares, nobody talks, nobody speaks, everybody can ignore them very easily. So they're just dying like idiots. I hope that helped.
Well, actually, it's more complicated, but I'm not going to.
But I'm saying that the similarity in the sounds.
Similarity. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So Ahura for us is like Ashura in Indian. And
Armin, look at this person's comment.
Yeah. Mujahideen?
So
Yes.
instead of Mujahideen, it's Mujahideen.
Mujahideen is Mujahideen. Yes.
I like that. I like that. Yeah. The communist Islamist Marxists are demons. So yeah, you can call them Mujahideen. That's
Let's continue. They should have given the donation money to those Iranians fleeing and protesting in Iran. First of all, they do. They do use a lot of their funds and money to support their cause. They do that, and that is just saying something to say it. Why did you check? Did you check if they do or they don't? I can tell you they do. That's one. And second of all, running media is very, very expensive. It's really hard to reach your hearts and minds because clearly most of you don't have hearts and minds. I'm sorry, I didn't want to say it like that, but you need to make things simple for the simple-minded out there. And it's like, killing Iranians bad. It's not so easy to understand. A lot of people don't get, if you just tell them that they need to be, you can see how many pro-Palestinians are actually convinced that killing Iranians is good. So it takes a lot of time to explain for the close-minded, heartless people around the world that actually maybe you should care about Iranian people. So it has cost a lot of money. Media costs a lot of money. It's a lot of work, and it's also a lot of ungrateful work. I know because I'm in it and I'm losing money every second that I'm here. So I'm still trying to figure out myself, how do I make money out of it? Because I'm telling you, I can. If I didn't have external support, I would have left this sphere a long time ago. But there are a lot of good people who believe, thankfully, in people that somebody needs to do this job. Somebody needs to speak for the Israeli people, just because otherwise we would be just like the Kurds, all dying stupidly. So I take that hit, and a lot of others too. So it's expensive, it's hard, it's unrewarding, and they do donate money. What are you doing in your life, actually? I'm just kind of curious right now. Here, there is a Bangladeshi here that I'm seeing in the comments. Who is talking for the Hindus in Bangladesh? Who? Do you know how hard it is to actually manage to somehow crawl into and find a warm place in your guys' hearts? It's very, very hard. You want to be entertained, you want to be cared for, you want to be happy and sad and angry, but not too angry, not too sad, not too happy, because it's not interesting and it's not worth the watch otherwise. So it's just taking care of a lot of crybabies who think that the sun rises and shines out of their asses, while basically most of the time they do nothing but passively consume information and thinking that with that they are doing something to change the world. They don't. But still it matters because they vote, and if they speak, they might, at some point, someone who matters might hear something and do something. If it weren't for them, who else is covering what's happening in Iran properly? Who?
That's fitting. That's very smart. Oh my gosh, I like that.
That's clever. That's clever.
Very clever. I like that.
Yeah.
Yes, they get their information from other people. They don't research themselves like war reporters. Unfortunately, war reporters who do a very important, ungrateful, hard job don't actually manage to crawl into the warm place in people's hearts so that people would listen to them. It's just the reality of it. Somebody needs to do that as well. I don't think I'm crawling into people's emotional place in their hearts that well, but I give informations that others don't, so that's my the reason I'm here. Thank you, book Killful. I appreciate you, Rebecca. Thank you for your work. Thank you for your support. It means a lot to me. Without your support, I cannot do what I'm doing. But it's also hard, like, even if I know how to help the West and Europe and America, right, to have a generation that could actually fight Islam properly. It's an uphill battle, let me tell you that, to actually make those things possible. People don't like improving themselves too much or doing anything. And there is this curse today where people just consume information and data and they think that they do something. They don't. I mean, they consume, but do they talk? No.
Wow. But yeah, look, he literally risked his life.
Rebecca, I think you should go back to coding low. I will. I'm gonna go back to coding, but coding your brains to be more functional and useful. Because right now, useless and sad. I don't like those. So I'm working hard on cracking the human cognition and the operation system that is in the human mind in order to make you better, useful. And listen, like my biggest installation that I'm gonna input in all of you is to self-protection. This part of the human brain is really lacking right now. People have no self-preservation instincts, and crazy to me. Anyway, you guys, I know most of you here are not like that. It's not you're not like, I don't know if people like who are really useless could ever tolerate watching me. But you know, you can apply whatever I said on other people. Alex, of all migration, why is Islam preferred? Islam. So this is a conversation I had with Mordechai Kedar, and actually to answer that, I'm gonna have a full screen because it's important. Okay, so again, of all migration, why is Islam preferred? This is a conversation I had with Mordechai Kedar, who is a famous professor in Israel. I had a long ride with him because basically we shared like I took him with my car, and my car decided to break down, so I had a long conversation with Mordechai Kedar, and where I explained in detail to him, because he had nowhere to run from me, about my understanding of the Arab world, which I was he agreed with actually. But anyway, so we talked about the formation of the Quran a lot in Islam, and I told him that here is why I think the Quran is actually genius. So Islam is preferred not because Islam is preferred, but it's hacked. So just like I'm working hard right now to hack the human mind, to have to install better instincts of self-preservation in the population and people in general, I want to take a moment and say what Islam did. Islam had used those things in our minds that make us lower our guard and open our hearts to strangers. It's, if you read the Quran, and this is something which I love, like I'm telling you, when I ran my theory, my theory by Mordechai Kedar, who is a Quran expert, an Islam expert, an Arab expert, and I told him I think that what people don't understand is that the Quran is actually a book that explains how to hack the human mind in a way that would lower their guard, and then you can take everything from them. And exactly why it's possible, and what kind of, because we as people, we must accept strangers, because if we don't accept strangers, it turns into incest, unfortunately, and our DNA weakens. So we have some of the long-term preservation mechanisms that we have is that we have mechanisms in which we allow strangers to mix with us, because it's also something that we need biologically to survive. And because we have those mechanisms, there is a door, there is something to hack, there is a back door. And Islam, and what the Quran did, is actually mapped those back doors and said, here's what you have to do in order to enter through the back door. Basically invite yourself into someone else's house and then take over the house. Islam mapped that, and it did it amazingly well. They really do know. They know how to play on your guilt. They know how to play on your generosity. They know how to play on send the hot guys first and the good-looking ladies first. They know how to play that, and they know how to play it long-term until they can take over and take your things. So basically, they enter your house and take advantage of that system that you have installed that says, at some point you have to accept strangers, because otherwise long term it's going to be problematic for you. So Islam exploits that and then encourages the members of Islam to do that. Yes, they like backdoors in any way, shape, or form. I can see some of the jokes in the comments, 100%. And when I told that to Mordechai Kedar, he told me, you know what, now that you say it like that, there are a lot of indications in the Quran itself and Islam itself that says that actually what you're saying is true, that it's actually a hacking book. So why is Islam preferred? Islam preferred because it's programmed smartly to do something that is horrific, but it's not that it's stupid. So that's why of all migration, Islam is preferred. Islam knows how to lower and how to, here's what they do. Even think about their hospitality culture. They love bomb you. They are very generous. And when you come to a frigid, like cold cultures like Europe, right, they seem warm and generous and like here and open and everything that, you know, that is also attractive. So they know what they're doing. Don't ever underestimate your enemy, right? It doesn't take it. Yeah, they're stupid, but they're programmed. They're programmed in a way that works because it's biological, and you need to know that. That's why Islam is preferred. All right, Blumen, thank you so much for your support again. 1 second. Hope this will balance the lust while dealing with some of the dumb comments. Right. I mean, I appreciate the dumb comments because it shows people how people think. And I love having them because it gives me an opportunity, first of all, to see how people think. It says a lot. You know, it's so important to listen and see what people write because they literally like lay down who they are. So yes, it's also dumb, but I don't know. As somebody who comes from the intelligence world, I can tell you this is like an amazing opportunity for intel gathering because you can see like people are very creative in their stupidities and their dumbness. So it's always good to learn.
Angels versus demons. That's what it is.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah. By the way, Goldie, did you know that angels in Christianity and later on in Judaism and other Abrahamic religions actually came from Zoroastrianism? Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I actually didn't hear about it, but I'm not surprised.
So let me go to the thing that I'm supposed to translate.
I know. I really do want to invite Francisco Gilgebait. I keep forgetting. I love this dude, but I keep forgetting. Oh my God. I need to remember. You know what? Stay here. I'm going to write it down. I'll write it down. Here's, I got some paper here. Yes. Francisco Gil White. Thank you. All right. Let me hear. Oh,
yes.
Are they talking about the hacking?
Guys, we have to actually put two videos together. Okay. The ending of this video and this video together, because this video doesn't have the beginning and this video doesn't have the ending. So we're gonna watch here. Okay. So as you know, the Islamic Republic State TV was hacked, and Oh, guys, I need to actually change my headset because my headset is running out of battery. Give me a second. Give me a second here. One second.
I think the part where they talked about like the hacking was in a previous video, so I think I'll go there.
Let me put this away. And I think now I have it.
Okay.
See.
כאן, שלח קצת כסף, כל הזמן אתה פה יושב פה בחינם. שלח משהו, נו. I hope I stay there and like wreak havoc and stuff. It's so funny, like one of the limitations I have, like when I'm talking to you guys, it's like I don't know what you're interested in, what you care about, who you want to protect, you know, which makes it easier when you're hacking someone's heart one-on-one. Okay, now I'm gonna go to Atheist Republic, but to the, I think it was the previous video, because I want the part where he explained the hacking. Yes, found it. Okay, not the body, not the bags. Here. Okay. Oh, hello. Now I know who is Israeli. Hello, hugs to Spain. קראנץ' לא יפה ככה לאכול חינם. יש צחוקים ויש חלס. Hello, hello. Where are you from Georgia? Which Georgia? America, Georgia? Probably America, Georgia. Okay. And like a little bit forward. Okay.
Watch this. Iranian state TV was hacked with a message from Reza Pahlavi.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to get your attention.
فرصت دارن به
I have two videos of this.
فرصت به مردم بده و یاور ملت باشن، یا اینکه همدستی با قاتلان ملت را انتخاب کنند و ننگ و نشین ابدی ملت را برای خود بشنند.
تا به حال باستی پیام رئیس جمهور امریکا رو در ضمن شنیده باشید. کمک در راه هست. پیام ویژه‌ای دارم به پرسنل ارتش در راه هست. پیام ویژه‌ای دارم به پرسنل ارتش.
Do you know what I missed out? Did the Azeri ever write down his take? Because I think I missed it. If he wrote down. Because if he did he? Do you guys know if he did? Should I look for it? Okay, sorry. If he did, like, let me know and I'll look for it while you guys watching this.
ارتش. شما ارتش ملی ایران هستید نه ارتش جمهوری اسلامی. وظیفه دارید از جان همیهنانتون حفاظت بکنید. فرصت زیادی براتون.
So that's one.
به مردم بپیوندن.
I have another one too. Look at this one.
Oh my God. Guys, this is big.
Guys, this is my prediction. Remember the IPP video? I said the next step is going to be when they hack the TVs.
Yes. Good job, Goldie, as usual. Amazing. Oh my God! Channel 3 inside Iran is showing Javid Shah on TV. This is huge. This is. The regime is. Oh my God.
No, I turned it.
Guys, this is going to scare the bejesus out of so many of the regime forces. اروپا با شماست.
آرش نمیاد؟
ورزش شبکه ورزش بالا نوشته.
It's like all the channels, all the TV channels.
How did they do that?
No, yeah, I love it. I feel like you guys should see Armin's face, and I was hiding it. It's not okay. Maybe I should take myself down for a little bit, take a break. Yeah, I'll just have the screen.
Guys, this is going to scare the bejesus out of so many of the regime forces. اروپا با شماست.
آرش نمیاد؟
ورزش شبکه ورزش بالا نوشته.
It's like all the channels, all the TV channels.
How did they do this? This must be Mossad or something.
ما زودتر فهمیدیم.
ما زودتر فهمیدیم.
Guys, this is being broadcast in occupied Iran on Iranian state, on Islamic regime state TV. They hacked all of the channels. They hacked all of the channels and they're playing the Shah's message.
This is going to make everybody think it's game over. This is going to the last remaining people who didn't believe that the game is over. This is going to convince them that game is over. This is going to start a major wave of defections. Goldie, I predict that this is going to cause a major wave of defections. That's my prediction from this. همه رو hack کردن, all the stations, guys, every single one of them.
All right, we'll go through this again. We'll go through this one again, because I know a lot of you guys wanted translation. So
yeah, I want a translation.
Here, Armin, let me send you the link so that you can bring it up on your screen, and then that way you can go through the translation.
Guys, somebody is asking if this is reliable. Yes, it's reliable.
Yes,
you see that logo at the bottom left? That's Manoto. That means it's reliable. That's Manoto.
Sorry, Armin, this is why I got excited. Like the first video was okay. I was like, oh, the first video.
Let's skip a little.
It's definitely verified.
Someone wants to get the link.
Yeah. So guys, if you see this is credible. What you're saying, the video that they decided to show was.
Oh, we got the Azerbaijani perspective. Okay, before we keep watching. All right, so Azerbaijani perspective. Iran's current regime has been destabilizing for the region and harmful to its own people. So change there is seen as positive. Azerbaijanis are Iran's largest ethnic minority. What do you think about the Azeris in Iran? Do you guys want them back? Or are they like North Koreans now and like problematic for you?
Somebody from the.
I'm waiting. I love how. Thank you so much for writing down, like taking the time to write down your answers. Caspian Kazal. I'm so curious. My most of my interaction with Azeris are like, it's either they don't speak any other language I speak, or just in Russian TV or Russian channels interviews. Okay. I don't like that I'm hiding gold.
Armed forces. This is not an ordinary person. There was a video from a while ago where one of the armed. This is what they want. The reason why they picked this is because they're trying to encourage defections from the armed forces. So they lead with one of the armed forces inside Iran defecting and writing Javid Shah, which means long live the king, on the wall. That's what they're starting with. So he's saying Javid Shah. The guy can't believe it. He's like, this is channel 3, and he's saying Javid Shah on channel 3. Like the guy can't believe what he's saying on channel 3.
Do you hear how excited they are? Like these are Iranians in occupied Iran, right? Do you see how excited they are to see like the Javid Shah, long live the king, on the screen, on the TV screen?
The guy can't believe it. He's like, this is channel 3, and it's saying Javid Shah on channel 3. It's like unbelievable. All right, so the TV on the screen, it says این یک پیام به ارتش و نیروهای امنیتی است. This is a message to the Artesh. Artesh, guys, we have 2 military units inside Iran. One is the Artesh, and the other one is the RGC. The RGC is the ideological one. The Artesh, even though the heads are still ideological, the body of the Artesh it is still back. It dates back to the Pahlavi time. So this one, our hope is that the Artesh, more like the RGC, is more ideological, but our hope is the Artesh joins the people. So the first line says that this is a message to the Artesh and to the security forces. اسلحه هایتان را به سمت مردم نگیرید، برای آزادی ایران به ملت بپیوندید. Don't point your weapons towards the people for a free fight for the free Iran. Join the nation. Join the nation for a free Iran. That's the message. ملت ایران به مبارزه ملت ایران. Now this is directed at the nation, at the whole nation, saying ملت ایران. So the nation of Iran, به مبارزه خود ادامه دهید. Continue your fight. Continue to fight. آزادی از هر زمان نزدیکتر است. Freedom is closer than any other time. We're closer to freedom than any other time. Okay, so this is the moment that the regime figures out what's happening, and they're trying to block it. They're basically parazit mindazan.
So yeah, they're trying to like put jam. They're trying to jam the signal, right? So now it's a fight between the regime and the Iranian national revolution, because the regime wants to like cut the message, right? So they want to like get this off the TV screen. So that's where the jamming comes in.
Yes. I mean, according at least to these two people. So the woman says, "Voy, ashkem dare dar miad." The woman says, like, "Oh my God, I'm tearing up." The woman, you see how they celebrate this? The woman says that I'm tearing up, and the man says, "Daram parazit mindazan." They're trying to jam the signal. It's too late because the message already came out. It's the same text as before. It's on a loop. Oh, it's not working. The jamming is not working. The message is out. So let's go to another channel.
And keep in mind, guys, so this message that they're trying to jam, this message is saying Millat Iran. So the Iranian nation, continue your fights. Freedom is closer than ever. So this message is winning out. The regime is trying to shut down this message, but it's not working.
Right. Oh my God. So this is another channel, I think, right? And it says Europe is with you. What the hell is that?
Did they switch? Can you go back?
Let's check, because that one was on a loop, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So there's a cutscene. You saw the cutscene?
Yeah.
So
So
on this channel. Okay, and apparently first is a Trump خطاب به مردم ایران کمک در راه است. So this one, the text on the screen says Trump addressing the people of Iran, help is on the way. So I think what they're trying to do is to show that the whole world is turning against the Islamic Republic. So they started with Trump, and they're also showing that even Europe is turning. So I think this is a part of a longer message, but we didn't see the first part. We're saying the second part, where I think it started with the United States, but now it's moving to Europe. And it's showing, oh my God, it's showing the people, Iranian people.
What they're doing is the message is showing, all the Iranians who've been gathering and demonstrating around the world to be the voice for people in occupied Iran. they're showing footage of that to give Iranians inside the country hope that, you know, they're not alone and we're with them.
Right. And they're showing Friedrich Merz from Germany. من معتقدم که اکنون شاهد روزها. So he's saying, so basically it's not just America, like Germany is also saying, I believe, this is what Friedrich Merz is saying, I believe that what you're witnessing these days, and we have to.
I say somebody asked to hear my voice. I'm here. By the way, what he's gonna say next here, I loved so much. So pay close attention. I just don't want to hide them. Actually, I think I can have like a setup where I'm on the right instead on the left, and then I won't hide them. So I'll do that. But in the meantime, I just want you to say that like the next thing he's gonna say, I really loved.
پایانی انرژی he says what I think we're witnessing is the last days and the last weeks of this regime. That's what I think we're witnessing. This is a good message. This is, guys, as important as the Trump message is, I think the message from Germany is also very important, because the understanding by the regime forces is that, well, Europe never says radical stuff like that. So when they see that even European leaders are saying that these are the final days of the regime, a lot of the regime forces are going to be like, oh my God, this is actually over. Even the leaders in Europe are saying that these are final days, and they usually don't talk like this. So this must be the final days. So it was a genius move to.
How do I do this? All right, I'm not sure what you guys are seeing right now. I just did another layout. But you guys, like, did you see like how we are like, it's like another, it's so nice. Like we're closing like a full loop here. I wanna, like, I'll go back a little. First of all, like here, look, I have a new setup. Now we can be together. But like, you know how I started with talking about Europe? Look how we are like from the beginning of the live to now. It's like we're closing a full like circle.
You see that even European leaders are saying that these are the final days of the regime. A lot of the regime forces are going to be like, oh my God, this is actually over. Even the leaders in Europe are saying that these are final days.
In Europe are saying. Oh my God, I love it so much. Like it's a full circle here. Am I frozen? Somebody said I'm frozen. And I actually, let me, like, this is so beautiful. Okay, wait, I want to continue with the Azeris. There are many more of them there than in northern Azerbaijan, so integration is problematic. Best case scenario is a strong federation with minority rights. Iranian and Azerbaijanis are mostly want to stay. Do you guys have different cultures now? I'm curious. Thank you for answering. All right.
And they usually don't talk like this. So this must be the final days. So it was a genius move to include
if the cowardly Europeans say something, it must be the end. Like, I mean, if they who say always nothing because they're so afraid of their own shadow say something. Oh, look, it's a full circle.
Well, what he said? What? Armish Nemiad. Let me see. So she's saying, is the logo not coming?
So she means like the TV channel logo, right? Like the regular TV channel logo.
Okay. So this is the channel. This is the sports channel. So now they're switching to the sports channel to see, like, oh my God, the sports channel is also pro-Pahlavi.
What does it say?
The woman is like, wait, so like she's like, yeah, like she's like so excited.
The message on the TV. What does it say?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that as well, Goldie. I'm gonna do everything. Okay? The message on the screen says شاهزاده رضا پهلوی صدای ما هستن، حمایت جهانی رو برای ما جلب میکنه. So saying Prince Reza Pahlavi is our voice. He's getting international support for us. He's basically attracting international support for the Iranian people. That's what the message is saying.
That's on the that's like on the TSN, like the Islamic Jihadi TSN channel.
Yes.
They've even hacked the sports channel. Oh my gosh.
in Iran TV3.
Can I read the caption? I want to make sure that we're getting this right. گزارشگر من تو بارسا یه ویدیو از هک شدن کانال تلویزیون صدا و سیمای جمهوری اسلامی میگه. Okay, I just can't believe it. I just wanted to read the caption to see if this is real. Okay. Guys, this is صدا و سیما. This is the Islamic Republic State TV. I don't know where this couple is. Me and Goldie didn't claim where this couple is. But what we can claim is that according to Manitou, this is the Islamic Republic's State TV. Okay, so this channel is actually showing Prince Reza Pahlavi.
Look how excited she got. She's like, what?
Yeah.
That's how much Iranians love him, right? Like they see him on the TV and they get.
So you guys, those who missed out or who weren't here when I said it, like I wish that was their reaction during the 12-day war, because during that time the TV also was hacked and there were pro-Pahlavi messages. But back then people were a little bit too shocked and still not desperate enough to actually decide that they are following Pahlavi because it's their best chance. So now it's like saying it like, yes, now look how they, am I still muted? No, I think I'm not. Like, yes, look how they love him. I mean, yeah, if you ignore like that entire history. I mean, I already said, I think there are people who just joined here, just got here straight from Goldie and Armin, straight to Goldie and Armin. I love it. It's so funny. Anyway, before I was saying that it took a lot of months to convince the Iranians that they are in such a miserable situation that they literally don't have a choice and they should at least follow Pahlavi, because Pahlavi will come with a bunch of technocrats who can re-engineer the country into a livable state. And when the television was hacked on a 12-day war and there were pro-Pahlavi messages, us Israelis, right? Was it you? And then we got all the rage. We got the rage for putting Pahlavis, right? So for the Iranian TV for showing Pahlavi, pro-Pahlavi messages, we got a lot of slack out of it. The Iranians were very angry. They weren't at all like, oh, look how much they love him. I mean, it's, first of all, you can see how people like love him now, especially since they literally have no. I mean, it took time, but once people like say, oh, I love this person, they forget they ever disliked them. One of my best friends, Alex, she disliked me for years and then she learned to like me. And she was like, I still remember disliking you at the beginning, but now I love you. I mean, that conversation took place like years ago. Yeah. So anyway, I mean, Goldie and Armin were always Team Pahlavi, but I'm telling you, I wish it was the reaction of the Iranian people. It was so hard to get them out in the streets. We were so shocked.
So excited.
But then we had Summer, and Summer was like, oh my God, like they had no water in their taps. So it was kind of convincing. And we were like, with the Pahlavis, and then there were photos all over the internet with Mr. Pahlavi here, Reza, going around visiting like different desalination facilities, and like he literally looked and checked different water engineering technologies, and I think that was kind of convincing. So
giddy, we get giddy.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we get giddy. I mean, you get giddy, Goldie. You get giddy, but I think they're getting giddy because it's like any help would help now. Once you don't have water in your tap, you understand that you were this close into not having water in your country, and that next summer is also coming. Suddenly, I'm telling you, the chakras of the Iranians, like they open up, and they were like so more receiving and open-minded.
So the prince is saying کار کنن دستگاه‌های دولتی. So the workers of different systems within the government و نیروهای مسلح و انتظامی and the armed forces and security forces فرصت دارن به مردم. They have the
I mean, they get that they're so happy though. Why am I ruining the happiness with my stupid actual effects? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Now people are excited and happy to see Reza Pahlavi. So, like, why am I bitter? Why am I bitter about all the work we had to put in for this to happen? I mean, and it's not like Reza Pahlavi, like, it's not like we didn't try others, right? It's just there weren't any others. So, and he's not too bad. He's not bad. It's not that he's bad. I mean, some of the people around him are kind of annoying, but he's not bad at all. And he used to wear like this shirts with stripes and polka dots and stuff. And I was the one that, like, I was one of the chain that told him not to wear them anymore, just wear like proper clothing, and he did it. So I mean, he also takes advice, so I have nothing to complain, except I'm like a bitter, annoying person. I guess this is my personality. That's my own explanation. Oh, you asked about Ali Khaled. Is Ali Khaled a Reza supporter? I don't know. I don't know, and I don't think like her story is interesting because she was a pro-Ali, and I, for a long time, she was like looked with like a lot of suspicion in our circles, right? Like what drove her. But then I learned like she just like had a crush. Like she had like I don't know if a crush. I don't know what is the relation. But she met an Israeli, okay? And that Israeli like found a place in her heart. And then, you know, it works. And I've seen it so many times myself, you know, when you start like with somebody and then it's like, why do I have pen? Like, sorry, I didn't notice that I have that. Oh, embarrassing. Anyway, here somebody saying, okay, Ali Khaled is pro-Israel and pro-Shah. Yeah, why wouldn't she be? Like, what's not to be pro of? Like, but yeah, like, so like I saw it myself, right? You meet an Israeli, you get to hear the other side, kiss the other side a little bit, and then you change your mind. I guess it works. So, and you also realize like that the side of the pro-Palis are like assholes. That also helps. And the more you, and then you tap into the other side, and once you tap into the other side, like there are forces pulling you in and pushing you out. So, yeah. Yeah, I remember people not trusting Alika, but she seems. I've since like, in the beginning, I've been told not to trust her, but then I like her story. Like, is too convincing, you know.
So much Iranians love him, right? Like they see him on the TV and they get so excited. Like we get giddy. We get giddy.
Yeah. So
yeah, I'm so happy to see them getting giddy. I love it. I love it. You know, I love it because there is nothing wrong with the Pahlavi, right? It's not, and every other kind of leader was removed from possibility by different schemes and ways. So I don't think it's gonna do anything wrong. I think it's the best option for Iran. But believe me, it was such like Iranians are princesses. That's all I have to say. All I can remember is like, oh, you princesses, you're happy now, huh? Princesses, you know how hard we worked for it, princesses. So graceful Rebecca, will you take me with you on your next world trips? Leia, let's go. Why not? Where are you based anyway?
So the prince is saying کار کنن دستگاه‌های دولتی. So the workers of different systems within the government و نیروهای مسلح و انتظامی and the armed forces and security forces فرصت دارن به مردم. They have the opportunity to join the people. So basically the prince is saying that government officials and military forces, they have the chance, they have the opportunity now to join the people. So the prince is saying, and to help the nation, and the man is saying damishun gam. So he's basically congratulating the people who managed to get this hacked on. So like, oh my god, good job. So he's so excited by whoever managed to get this done. با اینکه همدستی با قاتلان ملت رو انتخاب کنن. So the prince is saying either join the nation or they're going to choose being cooperating with the murderers of the nation. And the man is saying, so because they're speaking at the same time, I have to translate both. Sorry. So this man is excited. He's like, we figured this out faster than anyone else. So he's like excited as a reporter documenting this.
By the way, like, this is like, here's the thing. I'm sure I'm not the only one who figured it out, but together with the don't wear like stripes and wear like normal proper shirts when you go on live. Together with those notes, I also like one of the notes I passed on was like allow like just forgive everyone who doesn't have blood on his hands, and say it out loud all the time so people would not be afraid to change camps. But like I'm sure like there are things that like I it's one of the things that I like the polka dots. I'm pretty sure I've been told I was like the only one who passed that message on, so I know it's like my influence, but I'm pretty sure like I wasn't the only person who told him to say that. I'm pretty sure like he also had that in mind himself. So, but it's funny to hear all those like Armin getting excited about things that. And I even talked to Armin about, hey, what would you like to tell to Reza, to like the Shah to say? And I think I told him like what I told him what I told Reza. Yeah, I agree. I kind of miss it. I honestly, like, I said it, but it kind of, because it was so cute at the same time. I was like, it kind of hurts my, like, I said it like, because it's like, you know, you need to be a boring person to be liked sometimes. But like, I really did like it that he did it.
And he said like, oh, we saw this before everyone else.
Now I kind of want to go back to my conversation with Armin and see what I told him. I told the Shah, and what he wrote to me that I should tell him. Like it's like a chain, right? Like he didn't get it straight from me, but I've been asked, and then I've been given feedback, and I've been told, hey, this was your saying, and we know for sure this is you who passed it on. And it wasn't like, I also like, I asked all my Iranian friends, like, hey, what would you like to say? So it's not like I can take all the credit. So I just like, you know, conjured up like the best ideas and sent. And also not the best ideas. There were things there that I said, here, some people told me this, I don't know what it means, but I'm saying, I'm like, and I wrote it like in the notes, but I'm passing all the information. Thank you so much, Shelly, for your support here.
ننگ و نفرین ابدی ملت خود رو بخرن. So the prince is saying, but if they choose to take the side of the regime, they're going to accept the hate and the curse, the eternal hate and curse of the nation for themselves if they continue to work with the regime.
And you know what's the worst part, right? Like I'm telling you guys, like I did those things. Do I get anything out of it? Do I get like, no, not really. I wonder is like, I always think also when I tell you those things, do it just guys, do it just because like I can show you receipts that it's true, but I always think like, I don't know. I guess I met a lot of untrusting people in my life who ask receipts for everything. But so I hesitate to say things where I don't feel like bringing receipts to you guys, even though I have them. But it's still funny.
Ooh, Goldie, you're gonna. This is the part that Goldie. It's okay. He's saying that by now you must have heard the message.
And I'm bitter because I gave all the good tips. Where is the little bit of, hey, thank you, Rebecca? Or, I mean, I got it in private, but like still, like, I don't know, I want the clout or something. And I was like, when I got the ask to advice, I was like, what am I getting out of it? And they said, like, you can be secretly proud of yourself. And I was like, it gives me nothing.
Of the president of the United States. So he's saying that to the Iranian people. Help is on the way. Help is on the way. I have a special message to the Artesh personnel. This is, guys, remember we always told you that if the armed forces join the people, the most likely place for that to happen is from the Artesh. This is why the prince is directing his message to the Artesh personnel, which is one of the armed forces. You are the national military of Iran, not the military of the Islamic Republic. You are the Artesh of the Iran, not of the nation of Iran, not the Islamic Republic.
Oh, wait, I need to reply to this because you triggered me. You know how to trigger me, Crunch. And it's like, that's why I say you should go back to coding. What do you think? In coding, people don't steal credit? Thank goodness there is Git blame. But I always get blamed in Git blame. Nobody checks Git blame when it's good. All right, wait, let me just... Thank you so much for the coffee, Alice Flowers. Thank you. And I see you're from the Netherlands, which kind of explains your personality. I love it. Now I know how I got a place in your heart.
You have the duty to protect your countrymen, to protect their lives. There is not much time left for you. There is not much opportunity left for you. So this man thinks that it's the guard Javidan. So the man who's speaking, he says, "Bavar kun guard Javidan hack karde." So he says, like, believe me, guard Javidan was the people who hacked this. So I don't actually believe in. I don't agree with his assessment, but his assessment is that guard Javidan, which are the small little units that the prince ordered to get created in Iran, people of 3 to 5 people. So he thinks that they were responsible for this hack. But I think it's the United States or Mossad that were responsible for this hack. So the prince is saying, join the people immediately. The woman is saying, واقعاً? Like she's saying to the man, really? Okay, so now on the screen it says, سرکوبگران از تمام مراکز شهرها از تمام مراکز شهرهای بزرگ عقب نشینی میکنن. So he's saying the oppressing forces are retreating from all city centers. So he's like, let's check channel 1 and channel 2. They're so shocked. They're like, oh my God, this one also. They're like, they wanted to check channel 1 and channel 2, and then he switched to another channel, and she says, yes. Like, also this channel is hacked too. She's saying, boy, how about hack? And she's saying, like, wow, they hacked all of them. She's so excited. I love her.
Eavesdropping.
Oh God, so great, so good.
You know, I just want to say, Armin, and I think our viewers will agree. I don't think we've seen you this happy and energetic in.
Yeah, it's so nice to see Armin. I love Armin. Armin is great. Armin is awesome. You know, we had like a debate on whether or not there should be a two-state solution like 2 years ago. And then I saw him having a debate with an Israeli lefty where he was against the two-state solution. And he was kind of like obviously repeating a lot of my talking points. And I was there and I'm like, Armin, I see you. I'm so proud. And he was like laughing because like I was like this was like I was like, by the way, like when it comes to Harris Sultan, like after we had the debate, like I don't know, it was kind of embarrassing. I think I went too hard. I was so impressed that he left the video up because all the comments were like, "Oh my God, she won!" And I don't know what his stance now, but it sounds like I don't know what his stance now. But Armin was like, okay, he saw the debate I had with Harris Sultan, and then it was like, okay, invited me over to debate as well. But I think I kind of convinced him. And then now I see him debating against the lefties in Israel, like saying, no, good. Well, he's saying that two-state solution is bad. And I'm like, so happy. And by the way, he's a great guy. Armin is a great guy. I love him so much. And he's so smart as well. So smart. What I'm saying, I'm trying inventory. I'm trying to understand what the point you are making is, but it's like too broken down with the messages. Can you tell me? Because I'm curious.
Their excitement is exciting me. Oh my God, they're so happy. Imagine how many Goldie, this excitement. Imagine how many Iranians all across Iran saw this and got this excited by seeing this.
Armin, we're in the end game. We're in the end game. I want to play that video. Remember the IPP video? So guys, this is one of the videos that I play in sort of like the introduction, okay? And we've sort of spoken about this before. And don't worry, we'll play the hacking video again. We'll play the hacking video again because it's huge. The hacking video is a big deal. But
what?
This video, guys, this is an AI video that came out about maybe 3 weeks ago, okay, sort of at the beginning of the Iranian national revolution. And every single thing that, you know, is in this video has slowly come to pass. And so
I'm just letting it play because I'm trying to figure out if there are any news that's happening right now, because kind of went through everything I wanted to in this live. So I thought I'd just catch up to see what's happening now, if anything is happening now. So I'm just going to let it play while I'll check. Thanks, guys.
When this video first came out, I kind of saw it as like a guideline, right? It's sort of like this is I kind of thought like there's a reason this is coming out.
Okay, I'm just gonna skip a little bit. Need less explanation.
ملت بزرگ ایران، این صدای آزادی است. جمهوری اسلامی سقوط کرد.
Wait, like I was on top of the 3 days before the fall. Sorry. Okay, let me hide myself a little bit. Sorry, guys.
مسئولین کشور و همه آحاد مردم پشت سر نیروهای مسلح امروز از همه جناح‌های گوناگون قراردادگان در دست اغتشاشگران
آنچه آغاز شده برگشتگاه پذیر است. دستگاه سرکوب رژیم در حال فروپاشی است.
خطاب به نیروهای نظامی و انتظامی و دولتی برای حفظ رژیمی که سقوط آن آغاز شده روبروی ملت ایران نایستید، با ایستادن در کنار ملت جان خود را حفظ کنید. باشد که به زودی در کنار شما باشم.
اینجا دیگر صدا و سیمای جمهوری اسلامی نیست. این صدا و تصویر تلویزیون ملی ایران است. ملت بزرگ ایران، این صدای آزادی است. جمهوری اسلامی سقوط کرد.
I'll be so excited when it's real footage. But here, I just thought I'll just update you guys on the last things I'm seeing on X. Just the following part. And I wonder if there is a... Oh, cool. Okay. So there is a breaking. A senior diplomat in the Iranian embassy staff and the UN, Ali Reza Jirani Hakmabad, announced his disassociation from the regime and requested political asylum in Switzerland. But, okay, so I started with the Kurds, and I do want to read that. So it's a post by Lindsey Graham about the Kurds, and it's very interesting to see how it looks like from inside the, like, for me, it was like, obviously, like, the Kurds are going to get slaughtered the moment they cooperate with the regime. And this is something I talked about in the beginning when I said that the American a lot of times do half-assed measures. And I think it's very interesting to see Lindsey Graham's take here that I just, another circle closing, another like, closure that we are getting here. It's interesting to see like how it looks like when you are inside the American Senate, or, I mean, he is a senator, right? So, as to the recent Syrian SDF ceasefire agreement, I have not received, nor do I know any senator that had received detailed analysis on the agreement. Sorry. I mean, this is a big thing. I think he speaks the truth when he says that. Like, I have not received, nor do I know any senator that has received a detailed analysis of the agreement. I'm hopeful it's full of promise and transformative, but I have concerns and questions. Well, I wish the questions and concerns were voiced before it was signed, but whatever, details. Number one, was this ceasefire agreement negotiated with any regional partners other than Turkey? That's a very interesting question. Were any Turkish forces involved in any recent incursions into Kurdish territory? Does this agreement envision Turkish soldiers on the ground in the future of this region? And finally, was there any contact or sorry for my reading, I got tired. Finally, was there any contact or coordination with Israel before this agreement was negotiated, and what input did they have, if any? Well, clearly, if Israel had any input, it would have been, oh, that's a shit agreement. I mean, don't sign any agreements with terrorists, but, details. One of America's primary national security interests with respect to Syria has been our partnership with the SDF, and now the Kurds hate America with passion because they had been trained with a huge knife behind their backs. Who led the effort to defeat ISIS and counter an ISIS compact? Yes, and now ISIS is back, so. And it's new. By the way, we can all celebrate the IRGC is falling and ISIS is back. Gain some, lose some. Win some, lose some. I mean, The Sunnah axis is obviously the next thing that needs to fall. All right. One of America's primary national security interests with respect to Syria has been our partnership with the SDF, who led the effort to defeat ISIS and to counter an ISIS comeback. Well, no more. There is ISIS back. Welcome. It's a new thing. 2 hours of ISIS. For years, we have been working hand in glove with the mostly Kurdish SDF to keep ISIS at bay. I have more questions than answers about this recent ceasefire agreement between Syrian government and the SDF. By the way, ceasefire with the, like what happens when you sign a ceasefire agreement with the government of Syria, you get a genocide. So what we are seeing right now is genocide against the Kurds. I am one of the many senators who has close relationship with the SDF and will expect full answers to these questions and more as SEP. I don't get it. Do they do everything behind people's backs? And okay, but let's finish with more defections conferred. Iranians, the order defecting from the national, he is literally, so this guy's defecting here. So Iranians, on the order of HRH. What is HRH? His Royal Highness. I figured out. Are defecting from the terrorist Islamic dictatorship occupying Iran and joining the Iranian National Revolution. He is literally risking his life by doing this. Well, all the entire country was risking its life. So finally, like seeing the effects, it's the welcome. Let's like it. It's good. Meet, this is Arya Mukhtari, the biggest pro-Islamic Republic propagandist here on X, who spreads narratives. Okay, this is a smear. This is great, good find. And this is what I'm seeing that is happening. As Kurds are watching the world fail us again. This is what I started with, and I guess it is a failure. It is a real shame. A victory for ISIS. I don't like us finishing the stream. I mean, I started with that, but I don't like us finishing the stream with that because it's sad. There was a victory for ISIS. US-backed Syrian regime forces tore down the statue honoring Kurdish women fighters in northeast Syria. That statue stood for the brave Kurdish woman who helped defeat ISIS. The Kurdish-less autonomous region is now gone. U.S. support is gone, and now the symbols of victory against the jihad are turned. Why did you need to cooperate with Jolani, this piece of ISIS person? All right. Okay, this is more fun, seeing the hacking. Is there anything nice to finish on? I hanged my head in shame, knowing that President Trump encouraged Iranians to take on their repressive regime, and then did nothing to support them. I disagree. Because the Iranians are in a situation where they had to do it anyway. So better fight and have a chance than not fight and have no chances. The Iranians are not stupid. They didn't do squat until they got super desperate and understood they're gonna die anyway. This is why this is my well, I talked about it yesterday. This is a little bit of like it's such a bad take, really. It's such a bad take. It's not true. Not true. Like it's so important to communicate the situation in Iran properly. I don't understand why people don't understand that the Iranians literally have no choice. Like I've made those shorts as well, like so many, and I talked about it so many times. It's gonna be millions anyway that are gonna die. So it's better as well, like fight. Those are so dangerous. These are dangerous takes. You have to support them. You have to. It's with words or whatever, right? It's like anything that can tip the scale. Because if you give them hope is everything in this life. Demoralization is the strongest force. And what we're saying right now, like Europe, look, Europe, the problem with Europe is not that it can't do anything. It's just demoralized. It chooses to do nothing. There is no reason for Europe to lay down and open its cheeks. There is no reason. The only reason that they do it is because they're demoralized. So no, the Iranian people, they just cannot afford to be demoralized anymore. They just need to fight all the way, even if they lose everybody. At least they fought. They have to. They're in a situation where they don't have any choices. And those kind of messages, it gets me angry. Because it's not being honest about the situation in Iran. The situation in Iran is absolutely horrific. And of course, yes, of course, it's not over yet. US strike might still come 100%. There are a lot of things that could happen. An asteroid could strike. But they're in a situation where they have no choice but to fight as much as they can, right? They have to. They literally have to. I wish the Jews in the ghetto Warsaw would have not waited for the last moment to fight against the Nazis. If they had the hope and belief that they could have, maybe they would have tried. Like, think how long the Warsaw ghetto uprising lasted. What if it was before, like, it took place earlier? It would have made at least it would have made an impression, for history. So no, you need to know what the situation is they're at, and it's such a wrong, demoralizing statement to make when you don't understand the entirety of the situation that they're at. It's like they need it. They need to fight because they have no other choice. This is right, exactly. If Western leaders are not willing to save their own people and their own civilization from Islamic jihadization, how naive would anyone have to be to think they would come to save others from it? All right. Another thing, right? Now that we're seeing the situation Iran is at, how about we make sure that we, as citizens, would not be at the same situation the Iranians are at ever again? This is part of another narrative, right? It's not too late for us to figure out how we break through such a situation, because there are going to be more countries that are going to be in the same situation the Iranians are at now. And it's so important for people to finally stop being demoralized and understand they can take their own future in their own hands and do shit. They are capable. You are capable. You have the power. You just need to be a little bit creative about what exactly it is that you can do. And you can start with the small things like speaking up and using your voices, and then make sure you never, ever, ever shut up. Never, ever. And you know what? Everything that you know about political correctness, go against it, because it's one of the most toxic, unproductive bullshit that you've been taught. Say what you believe out loud. Never shy away from it. Say what your political beliefs are, but never shy away from it, no matter what. Because, saying something like, okay, your political beliefs are yours and your beliefs, like whatever spiritual beliefs are yours, is something that you say when you have the luxury of not saying anything. It's a luxurious thing. It's when the baseline of the population has, when it works when everybody agrees, right? It doesn't make sense to fight over a little bit of a little bit more socialism, a little bit less socialism, when everybody the baseline is very narrow, and then people just hate each other for no reason. But it makes a lot of sense to say what you believe in when you are in a situation in a world where people don't open up their mouth and say the obvious. You have to say the obvious. You need to say what you believe in the most in your face, obvious way. Political correctness and the type of, which is the what I'm going to say now, it's the entirety of Europe and the US. I'm going to say something. Oh, you wanted me to say something super, super controversial? Here, I'm going to say it. Talk about politics in your first date. First date, this is what I believe in. And don't date anyone who is out of that realm of your beliefs. Don't date them. Don't. First, don't even go to the first date with them. Don't, because this is the world we're living at right now. Fucking say what you believe in. Always. No, and it's like, oh my God, you're not reading the room. Fuck the room. The room says, oh, let's get raped together. The room sucks. Always get in trouble for no political correctness if a square rejected my. I want to suggest and offer something that is very, very, very effective. Fucking real life. Real life, nobody, unless they shut your mouth, nobody can stop you. Talk. Use your mouth. Even like with, I don't know, in the store. Just say it. First date, talk about politics. Make it clear. And yeah. And then you know what happens? If people have quarrels, they fight it over with words when you just state your thoughts. Otherwise, people just like, you know what happens when people don't talk? There are the people who are stupid, who do nothing, right? They go home and think everything's fine. And then there are those who accumulate weapons to make sure that they can be had easily, all those who disagree with them. All right. So political correctness, the rules that say don't talk about politics, don't talk about cultural stuff, and don't talk about your beliefs, fuck them. We need them out. We need them out worldwide. Otherwise, you're fucked. And here's the thing: you can sacrifice a little bit. Oh, this guy always speaks their mind, and then a lot of people would secretly admire you, or in your face admire, because I can tell you that a lot of times people came to me and said, "Oh my God, you're so amazing! Thank you for saying what everybody's thinking." And I got a lot of like just followers just from being blunt. And guess what? The less you do it, the more you're gonna pay down the road. And you wonder, like, this famous poem, oh, they took the Jews, but I didn't say anything because I'm not a Jew. They took the communists, I didn't say anything because I'm not a communist. But honestly, if they take the communists, please don't say anything. Be the ones, like, join the ones that taking the communists away, actually, like in as far as I'm concerned, right? But make it like, but say something, saying, woohoo, take the communists away. But then, and then they take those who shouldn't be taken away. Like, what's wrong with the scientists, you fuckers? You leave them. Oh, you're secretly communists, huh? We missed you out in the first batch. Because they're all communists, all of them. Muslims, Nazis, they're all communists. So, yeah, so this poem is not written for no reason, it's true. They take the Jews, nobody spoke up. They take the Kurds, nobody spoke up. They took the Druze, nobody spoke up. Iranians, nobody spoke up. Fucking speak up. Not only that it's so basic that it's been written 2,000 years ago by Aristotle. Aristotle already knew, like he said, how when people start censoring yourself, this is when tyranny rises. Literally, the only mandatory necessary condition for tyranny to rise. So all those culture, like, change the culture. Be the change. Be the change you want to see. Yes, you're gonna pay. Some people want, like, all those people who wouldn't want to be your friends because you speak up your mind. Fuck them. You don't want to be their friends either. Find good ones. Say, I'm not friends with losers anyway. Thank you. And also, like, you can also be nice and just explain the reasoning and say, listen, we are not in a situation where we can afford not speaking up our minds or talk about politics, because we need to be ready. If we don't talk with each other when we have free speech about how we get ready to deal with the Muslims when they knock on and when the Muslim neighbors knock on our doors to fuck us, then do you think we can be able to speak while they are literally raping us? No, it's going to be kind of hard, because I think they're going to also gag you. So talk now. Be ready for those scenarios so that you know what to do without needing to talk. No need to talk with an RPG on your shoulder. Just like hold your back straight and be like, don't be a loser. No, talk now. Say, listen, I have a lot of fucking Muslim terrorist neighbors now, and I really want us to talk about what we do when they lose their shit, because they're gonna lose their shit. And then your friends are like, oh, I don't want to talk about it. Then they're useless. Let them die. Find the friends that would be ready. And it's like, okay, fine. Fine, I get it. Your guys are bottoms. I'm not. Very easy. And then you don't get to the situation Iran is at. But most people are losers. I know that. This is why I fight very hard to make sure that kids are programmed to not be losers and speak up their minds. Political correctness was a psyop. It was done on purpose to take away our ability to resist tyranny. You think it wasn't done on purpose? You think political correctness just shows up out of nowhere without any planning, without people like you? No. The fuckers knew exactly what they're doing. They did. And just like those fuckers know exactly what they're doing, I also know exactly what I'm doing. And then I say to you, any time that you censor yourself, cut a finger or something because you don't deserve it. Thank you. Thank you, Preach Rebecca. Thank you for your support. All right. Anyway, are there any news I need to look at? All right. Thank you. But not all are terrorists, you know. Yeah, true. Some are just welfare feeders, enablists, racists, culturally intolerant, or useless. So, besides, like, okay, if you want to get raped, it's not my issue. I'm talking for those who don't. Exactly, not all were Nazis. Believe me, the Nazis had less Nazis than the Muslims. Muslims are more Nazis than the Nazis that have ever been. So, open your mouth and talk and say what you believe, what your political position, and what you see around. Like, oh my God, we have too many Muslim neighbors, and we better learn how to defend ourselves now. Before they come, because they're going to gag us while they rape us. It's going to be harder to talk and decide on a strategy. Yeah, like exactly. A lot of them, by the way, a lot of them pay not jizya, but whatever the tzedakah. What do you think that is? It's not for anything good. It's for terrorism. Thank God Arabs don't have the German discipline. No, believe me, like at least the Germans are doing it swiftly and like if you get infused by Arabs, like this is like, look at the Iranians. They've been fighting the Arab invasion for like 1400 years now. It's awful the entire time. Blech. I mean, yeah, I don't want to compare, right? I mean, of course, if the Germans would have lost their discipline, by the way. The Germans would have not been as efficient as being Germans as the generation would have passed by, because you lose your ability to be efficient when you have an ideology like the Germans did. It's just that they didn't have it long enough to lose all their cognitive abilities, but they would have. So you can look at the Muslims are like starting way more efficiently and like losing that ability with time. So, all right. Thank you everybody for being here. Speak up your mind. And every time you don't say what you feel like you're censoring yourself, like, I don't know, like wear like wear something and punish yourself every time you censor. Did I censor myself right now? I don't know. Like say something like All right. Subscribe, like, comment, share. Thank you so much for being here. Good night, everybody. Javicha.